Hello. Hi, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Uh, are you getting my voice?
I'm getting your voice. Are you getting mine?
Yeah, yeah. So
Cool.
you went to a good location, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not inside the park, but it's just outside.
Okay.
So it's Ranthambore.
So are you comfortable today with in Hindi?
I'll try a little bit. I mean, I'll, depending on who's asking questions,
Okay, okay. Yeah, slowly.
I'll probably give more interesting answers in English.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay. No problem.
But you
Let's.
can you can explain to people if they don't understand.
Yeah, sure. I'll explain. People will join. Let them join.
Okay.
फोन आपका साइलेंट
हिंदी बोला बोल रहा है.
हिंदी बोल रहा है.
वो कौन ये क्या who's this? Vidik.
Yeah, Vivek, people will tell Hindi bolo Hindi because
अरे हिंदी ट्राई करेगा लेकिन मेरा हिंदी इतना अच्छा नहीं है. पूरा
uh,
पूरा डिटेल्स अगर चाहिए तो थोड़ा अंग्रेज भी आना पड़ेगा.
अंग्रेज में आना. फिर उत्कर्ष पाठक, हेलो. Infinity World Life, hello. Hi, hi. People are joining now. Okay.
Okay, nice.
So, from how many days you are in Ranthambore?
I've just been here like 3 or 4 days. I was here um, about a month ago as well.
Yeah, someone is asking, आप Indian हो क्या?
हाँ मैं इंडियन है. मैं मुंबई से है. वो टाइम बॉम्बे था.
अच्छा.
अभी 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 मुंबई हो गया. But yes, I'm Indian. Yes, फिरंग थोड़ी है.
Power of facts file. Yeah.
Power of fact file. That's right.
Maya Cup is missing or not?
I have no idea because I'm in Ranthambore. There's no
Maya, I
Maya
guess
in
Maya is
Ranthambore.
from Maya is from Tadoba, I guess, huh?
Yes, yes. I haven't actually been to Taroba.
Yeah. You are in Ranthambore.
I'm in Ranthambore right now. I love Ranthambore. Ranthambore is my favorite park. I mean, I've obviously done so much work over here.
आपको हिंदी तो आना चाहिए या इनको हिंदी आती है बट नॉट दैट मच मतलब आती है काम चल जाएगा इससे.
Sir, please cheetah cubs in India में पर वीडियो बनाओ. क्या
Sir, you
बनाओ?
want to tell something?
मेरे को चीता चाहिए नहीं इंडिया में.
You want to,
Tigers are better in India.
yeah. Anything you want to tell cheetah? Why cheetah going to survive in India or not? Anything? What do you think about this?
I mean, I think if bringing cheetahs to India increases the natural habitat, for wild animals, then it's a good thing. But if it takes away space from tigers, I think it's a bad thing.
Someone is asking you, आप टाइगर के साथ टाइम कैसे स्पेंड करते हो? Like when you went to safari, you go to safari, how you feel when seeing the tiger?
How do I feel when I see a tiger?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, this is why we're here, and obviously it's beautiful to see them. They're some of the potentially, unfortunately, some of the last of their kind. It's an amazing moment, and you're always, like yesterday, I saw this big male T86, which some people may have seen on my Instagram, and
Yeah.
like he looked amazing, and it's like you want to photograph him, but at the same time you want to also look at him. So it's always an amazing experience.
You yesterday only you posted the story on Instagram of Tiger T86.
Hmm. Yes, yes. Kal T86. Yes.
गेस करो सर, हमारे साथ कौन आया है? ध्रुव.
कौन है?
ध्रुव. Is texting
Dhruv.
WhatsApp.
Where's Dhruv? We should bring
Dhruv
Dhruv
is,
on the show.
yeah, no, Dhruv is commenting. You can see.
What?
Dhruv comment कर रहा है. He's asking
Okay.
question.
Okay. So what's Dhruv's question?
Just asking how you guys are.
Okay. Well, we're doing our best.
Uh, sir, someone is asking one question. कि how what people will do to save wildlife from poachers and all.
Yeah, I mean, there's anti-poaching, like in Ranthambore. There's camera traps, and there's NGOs that capture that. Also, the state government over here has an anti-poaching, task force. But in the Ranthambore National Park, the poaching of tigers is almost non-existent. It's more in the tiger reserve that there could be some poaching, which is more on the outskirts. The poaching inside the park is more for sambar, wild boar, those
Yeah.
kinds of animals, not for the tigers, because that would be like a big deal. Okay, so you know exact kind of tigers in the world. I mean, you could look up the estimates. I think it's like 3,000 some odd in India and like 5,000 some odd in the world. I watched
Someone
the
is
24
saying,
movie. I was really touched with the story. Thank you
yeah,
for making the
yeah.
movie. Prasanjit Mukherjee. Prasanjit Mukherjee. Okay, great. I think you're cool with English answers. So thank you for watching it, and thank you that I appreciate you were touched by it, because that's the most important thing, to get emotionally affected by it.
Someone is saying हिंदी में
भाई
explain
हिंदी में
करो.
एक्सप्लेन करो. क्या
हाँ, just
एक्सप्लेन करो? आप पूछो कुछ ना हिंदी में.
हाँ, मैं for those who don't know, मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं टाइगर 24 मूवी के बारे में कि टाइगर 24 मूवी बहुत ही शानदार मूवी है जिसे डायरेक्ट किया है सर जो हमारे साथ अभी लाइव जुड़े हुए हैं. और ये मूवी फिलहाल अभी अमेजॉन प्राइम पर अवेलेबल है और इंग्लिश में है, बट बीच बीच में हिंदी यूज किया गया है, इसमें कोई मतलब आप लोगों को समझने में दिक्कत नहीं आएगी और सबटाइटल्स के साथ बहुत इजीली आप समझ जाएंगे. एक बार अगर आप वाइल्ड लाइफ लवर हैं या फिर टाइगर से प्यार करते हैं या फिर ह्यूमन टाइगर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को समझना चाहते हैं, तो एक बार आप लोग जरूर जाइए, देखिए. आपको देखने के बाद रियलिटी समझ में आएगा कि घर पे बैठ के बातें करना और उस सिचुएशन में कैसे हालात को समझ के डील करना, ये सब कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्री में बहुत अच्छे से दिखाया गया है. तो इस चीज़ को सर ने जिस तरह से दिखाया है, जिस तरह से कैमरा में कैप्चर किया है, आप लोग एक बार ज़रूर जाना, देखो और कमेंट में दोबारा फिर जुड़ेंगे हम लोग, आगे बताओ. फिलहाल काफ़ी सारे लोग क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि हाँ,
फ्री में
someone is
नहीं.
asking, are you
फ्री में नहीं.
satisfied by Supreme Court decision about Ustad?
Are you satisfied by Supreme Court decision about Ustad? I mean, the to me the decision to remove him or not remove him has never been that important to me. It was important to other people. What the other people fighting to remove him or not remove him allowed me to make a film that talks about many aspects of tiger conservation that you do not traditionally see in a tiger documentary. So, for I don't want to say the Supreme Court was right or wrong or anything, because it's never been my fight. It was between the activists and the state government, and I think Tiger 24, when you see it, allows me to talk about different aspects, of conservation because of the topic.
पीपल आर सेइंग मूवी क्या फ्री में देख सकते हैं फॉर दोस्त जो. अच्छा, मैं आप लोगों को एक चीज बताना चाहूंगा कि कोई भी मूवी ऐसे रिलीज होती है, फॉर एग्जांपल अभी कई मूवीज बॉलीवुड में भी रिलीज होती हैं, तो आप लोग मिनिमम से मिनिमम जो भी आप टिकट देते हैं, परचेज करते हैं, वो 200 का आता है एक 2D मूवी अगर आप परचेज करते हैं तो. बट एक मूवी सिर्फ 149 रुपीज आपको रेंट आउट करना है, जिसमें आप बहुत ही इजीली देख सकते हैं. ठीक है, और देखने के बाद आप समझ जाएंगे कि उस मूवी को देखना कितना शानदार फीलिंग था. इसलिए आप ये मत सोचिए कि अगर आप इस तरह से हम लोग सोचेंगे कि फ्री में मिल जाए कंटेंट या फिर देख लें, तो जाहिर सी बात है सर जिस तरह से अपना इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, इतना पैसा लगाया है, एक मूवी फिर नहीं बनाएगा कोई अगर उनको रिटर्न नहीं मिलेगा, तो एटलीस्ट कुछ तो उन्हें मिलना चाहिए. इसीलिए 149 रुपीज बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होता है, तो कोशिश कीजिए कि रेंट आउट कीजिए, देखिए और देख के वाइल्ड लाइफ को सपोर्ट कीजिए ताकि ऐसे लोग और आगे आए। और सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि इंडिया हमारा एक ऐसा कंट्री है जहाँ पे लायन भी है, टाइगर भी है, अब तो चीता भी आ गया है, लेपर्ड तो है ही। तो यहाँ पे काफी ज्यादा वाइल्ड लाइफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी है और यहाँ पे बहुत ऐसे लोग हैं जो मूवीज बनाएंगे अगर हम लोग उन्हें सपोर्ट करेंगे। तो ये हम लोग का टाइम है सर को सपोर्ट करने का, तो इसलिए आप लोग जल्दी जाइए और देखिए। someone is asking sir, documentary on Asiatic lion named Devraj.
Uh, yeah, I mean, so like you just said, I mean, independent films. It's my own personal time and my own personal money, and
Yeah,
so I'm actually in debt for making the movie, and so it's I don't have the money right now to go make a film on Asiatic lions. But if someone wanted to hire me to make it and pay for the expenses, then yeah, I would love to do it. There's other tiger documentaries that I want to make as well. Um, I finished another documentary called Bamera on the
yeah.
Bamera tiger of Bandhavgarh. I've already shot it, and I would love to finish that one because it's an incredible story. But right now, I just don't have the resources to do it. So once I have some money to hire an editor, make more. You know.
या आप लोग जो कह रहे थे कि सर का अगला प्रोजेक्ट क्या है, तो आप लोग को बता दूं कि आप में से बहुत ऐसे लोग हैं जो बमेरा टाइगर के बारे में जानते होंगे। बमेरा टाइगर बहुत ही फेमस टाइगर था और उसकी कहानी को सर ने अपने कैमरा से शूट कर रखा है, लेकिन उसमें बहुत सी चीजें हैं जो ऐड करना होगा। उसमें काफी सारी एनिमेशन लगेंगे, तो इन सब चीजों के लिए भी सर को फाइनेंस की जरूरत है। और जल्द ही सर उस मूवी बमेरा पे जो मूवी आ रही है वो आएगी, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन हाँ जब मूवी आएगी तो आई थिंक टाइगर पे वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मूवी होगी वो, तो इसलिए वेट एंड वॉच।
Thank you.
समवन इज आस्किंग, कभी एस्थेटिक लाइन व्हाइट हो सकते हैं क्या?
Yeah, I mean, there's albino lions
या
and albino tigers. It's a mutation, and also sometimes there's excess melanin where they become completely black. It's just a mutation of a pigment. So yeah, that can happen due to inbreeding or some kind of genetic defect.
इन्फिनिटी वर्ल्ड लाइफ कीप ग्रोइंग अप सर, थैंक यू गाइस। सर वन मोर थिंग इन Ranthambore right now, what is the weather?
It's great for me. It's overcast. It's almost about to rain. Obviously, if it rains, then it's not good because barish mein tiger nahi aata hai. But if it's almost May and it's not even that hot, so it feels great to be here. You know,
Sudeep Sharma is
I
asking
think
what are
I
the
think Vedic
difficulties.
Vedic gamer is really into different colors of animals. you know,
Yeah, yeah. Sudeep Sharma is asking what are the difficulties you have faced while making the movie Tiger 24 and
I
how
mean,
much
lots
did
of
it cost you?
difficulties. Yeah, lots of difficulties because first you have to locate the animal. And then once you locate the animal, you hope that he exhibits some kind of behavior that's interesting, for an audience. And then T24 became a very controversial tiger. His case went to the High Court, Supreme Court. So my whole documentary changed. And instead of finishing it in 2 or 3 years, it took 10 years. So just the time spent, the money spent, the resources spent, just kind of, you kind of give up your health, your everything. You become obsessed. It's like a marriage, right? You can become married to the film. But the film was very expensive. It cost me over $600,000 to make it over 10 years. So for an individual, it's a lot of money.
What if we hybrid liger and tiger in India? First of all, sir, from my
I
side,
don't think that's a good idea. It'll cause a liger, which is a very big
actually,
cat.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है आपसे सर कि ये बिग कैट्स की जो ब्रीडिंग कराई जाती है, ये आपके हिसाब से सही है या फिर गलत है? What do you
कौन
think?
सा ब्रीडिंग जू के अंदर की वो
नहीं
यूएस
नहीं
में जो करते हैं लायन टाइगर
इंटर
के साथ ये
इंटर
सब
स्पीसीज ब्रीडिंग,
व्हाट ब्रीडिंग
इंटर स्पीसीज ब्रीडिंग, लाइक टाइगर को लायन से करा दिया, लायन को।
Yeah, I don't think it's ये गलत है क्योंकि वो म्यूटेशन होता है उसका joints का problem होता है they cannot live too long, they die early you know so it's definitely not something that I think is a good thing.
One more thing, you are living in US, so what people from United States and other parts of the world seeing our country in perspective of wildlife and tigers?
Um, they, I think they're impressed that there's so many people in India and there's still so many tigers left. Like India is the #1 country in the world for tigers, so they're pretty impressed that we have such a large human population and the largest tiger population. I think they're also impressed with the leniency and the forgiveness and that the Indian population goes about wildlife management, because in the US if a bear for example kills a human in a neighborhood, they'll immediately shoot the bear. There's not going to be like a high court trial or anything. It's going to be immediately shot. On the other hand, some other people watching the documentary felt like the management was disorganized over here and everything, and then I noticed those questions during the theatrical release, but then I had to remind them, which other country is saving tigers better than India? And there isn't any other country. So India can do a better job. We should do a better job, but right now there's no other country doing a better job than India.
Someone is asking a question: How much money you have spent it on Tiger 24?
It's over. It's a little bit over $600,000. Street dogs attack with wild behavior. How can we control? Want to see more? Thank you, Vagabond. Vagabond, appreciate it.
So anything, any special behavior of tigers? Like how will
Uh,
going to track? Like how will you going to track tigers? If we in safari, we went to
how
safari.
do I track them? How do I track them?
Hello,
Yeah, I mean the way you track tigers is you look for pug marks, and
Pagmas.
you do a lot of listening. You listen for alarm calls. So there's alarm calls from the langur monkeys. There's
Okay.
alarm calls from the cheetal deer, alarm calls from the sambar deer, alarm calls from wild boar, from peacocks. And based on those alarm calls, you go to an area where you know there's a predator approaching. It's usually a tiger or a leopard. Um, Definitely, when a sambar makes a call, it's most likely a tiger, and so those are the best ways to do it. The other ways are just knowing roughly where certain tigers are, knowing where the water bodies are. Like yesterday, I just went to a water body, and there was this male tiger T86 that was over there. So that's another way to do it.
How can we save Siberian tigers in wild? I think Siberian tiger is in wild
Siberian
only.
tiger. I mean, the Siberian tigers are regarded as one of the biggest tigers. They're up in Russia, and the I think for them again, it's habitat preservation, management of the villagers and locals that live just outside the critical tiger habitat, because they like to kill them if they kill their dogs, or very often they'll kill the tigers, saying it's self-defense. So I think it's similar to here, but there's less people interacting with the animals, and those tigers, occupy a much more extreme terrain. So in a way, like, they have a better shot because their terrain is so extreme. But still, their numbers are lower than Indian tigers. What
Ayush,
steps are we taking? Yeah,
Ayush
I
Awasthi.
mean, yeah, I mean the steps. Look, it's a very difficult question because on the one hand, the most of the Indian population wants space for themselves. They want to be able to travel and go through, the Western Ghats or Ranthambore or wherever it is, and they want to go everywhere. But on the other hand, we need to maintain these spaces as wild. So I think we have to look at the existing wild areas and make sure they are 100% preserved and 100% pristine and inviolate for tigers. We need to integrate the existing wildlife spaces, like meaning we go from, if there's a village between two critical tiger habitat areas, there needs to be a corridor in between that. And in Ranthambore, they've actually increased the core area in the last like 10 years or so a little bit. So that's something that they should keep doing. You can give more and more incentives to villagers to move further away from the critical tiger habitat and then recultivate those areas as habitat areas. So those are all things that are possible. That's going to come through legislation. That's going to come through voting. That's going to come through what NGOs want and what they want to push, and it's a multifaceted affair. So hopefully everything lines up for people to do that.
Any documentary on man-eater tigers of Sundarban?
Any
Sir,
documentary on what?
man-eating tiger of Sundarban.
I mean, Sundarbans has some real man eaters because there's a lower prey base, right? And you can actually like see real man eating tigers over there. More so to the extent of the case of T24. It's very hard to find those tigers, and it's like obviously very hard to document something as horrific as a kill. But if I had to do it, I'd have to go over there myself and go into one of those boats and spend time. And then when you spend enough time, you'll be able to see some of these tigers. Yeah, I'd love to do that. It would be an amazing experience. But I think the audience members that are asking for that documentary don't realize that there'll be hardly any tiger footage. इतना tiger का shot नहीं मिलेगा सुंदरबंस के अंदर, और सबको
Because
चाहिए tiger tiger tiger. हाँ, तो documentary जाएगा और कुछ नहीं देखेगा, सिर्फ पग मग मिलेगा और मेरा shot मिलेगा, बस. हाँ.
is there a movie coming by Warren sir on Tiger Bamera from Bandhavgarh? Yes, bro. आदित्य तिवारी
Yes.
बमेरा पर मूवी आएगी, बहुत जल्द आने वाली है, उस पर काम चल रहा है। और अगर हम लोग सभी सपोर्ट करेंगे सर को, मूवीज आने से पहले ही हम लोग को काफी क्योंकि टाइगर्स या फिर किसी भी वाइल्ड लाइफ मूवीज को उतना नहीं मिल पाता है, इतना प्रमोशन नहीं मिल पाता है एज कम्पेयर टू बॉलीवुड या फिर साउथ की मूवीज। लेकिन जरूरी ये है कि जो भी हम लोग वाइल्ड लाइफ लवर्स हैं, हम लोग को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए और जरूर करेंगे। इंतजार है हमें वॉरेन सर की तरफ से बमेरा मूवी का, क्योंकि बमेरा की कहानी सच में जब आप लोग देखोगे ना बमेरा की कहानी, यकीन मानो क्या बोलते हैं, शॉकिंग, बहुत बहुत ही अच्छी स्टोरी है उसकी।
Mm-hmm.
वॉरेन
Yeah,
सर
I
के
mean,
पीछे से टाइगर भी ना आ
one,
जाए लाइव।
what's he asking?
हाँ, ही इज आस्किंग वॉरेन सर कहीं पीछे से टाइगर ना आ जाए लाइव में।
I don't understand what he's asking.
Like you are live now,
Oh
suddenly
yeah.
a tiger comes from behind, what will you do?
Well, I mean, I think we would finally have this documentary go viral, right?
Yeah, it will.
Viral हो जाएगा ना फिर.
Yeah, it will.
Try करो, किसी को पूछो टाइगर है, आजा.
Uh, sir, like in Ranthambore, hello, how much
Yes.
safari cost? So like normal people के लिए मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, safari क्या cost क्या रहती है, safari cost क्या?
I mean, it depends on who you're going with and how you're going. So if you're going to go in a Jeep, it can cost you anywhere from 30,000 rupees to 50,000 rupees, per safari, depending on when you book and all this stuff. And if you're Indian or you're a foreigner, it's cheaper if you're Indian. If you go in a canter, it's much cheaper. It'll be, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's way cheaper than that. And then if you go in a group, you can divide it between like 3 or 4 people, and that brings the cost down. And then if you it depends on who you're going with. Like for example, if I have to take someone on a tour, they pay me a fee in addition to paying for the safari, right? or if they go with some other guest, or I mean some other host or something. So all it just depends on what the client wants, you know.
Snapshot is asking my name. My name is Ahad Pravez is continuously asking, and nice to meet you, buddy.
He's gonna ask. He might ask you for your address too.
Yeah. Before that, someone is asking about my phone number.
Yes.
You know about Champavat tigers? Champavat
Yes.
tigress.
Very famous tigress,
Yeah.
known to have killed
Yeah.
hundreds of men from the Jim Corbett days.
एक चीज मैन ईटर पे अगर हम बात करें सर तो एक चीज बहुत ही जिम कॉर्बेट सर ने भी कहा था कि कोई भी टाइगर जन्म के साथ मैन ईटर नहीं होता है सर्कमस्टांसेस ऐसे होते हैं हालात ऐसे होते हैं जिससे मैन ईटर बनना पड़ता है बट इन केस ऑफ उस्ताद उसकी बॉडी में तो ऐसी कोई इंजरीज या फिर ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि उसे मैन ईटर बनना पड़ा मतलब उसे इंसानों पर अटैक करना पड़ा आप क्या सोचते हैं मतलब वो जो अटैक्स थे वो मतलब जानबूझ के किया गया अटैक्स था क्या बोलते हैं मील के लिए खाने के लिए या फिर जस्ट ऐसी ही टेरिटरी में आ गया इसलिए उसने अटैक किया था
I think T24 was a dominant male tiger, and everyone has a different personality. And I think his personality was to kill, when you entered his territory. And he was a carnivore. So after killing, why not eat the meat that unfortunately happens to be a human being? He was definitely not actively seeking out human prey, because he wasn't like he was leaving the core area to go to the village to kill on a routine basis. But there are real man-eating tigers, and there are less of them now because there's less tigers. I mean, anytime you decrease the population, you decrease the variance in a population. And so when the variance goes down, you get less extremes on each end. So you don't really have those anymore. But if the tiger numbers went up to like 20,000 tomorrow, you would see different kinds of tigers, and some would be even more aggressive. By the way, it started raining now, so we may have to like wrap up this live in the next few
uh,
minutes.
someone is saying show the behind you are in Ranthambore show us
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's just no tigers yet. You
okay.
know.
Is there raining there
Yeah, it's raining. It
okay
just started
okay
raining,
I
so
think you have to move on you have to go
yeah. Well, let's get last three questions.
okay क्या टाइगर हमेशा शिकार करते हैं या सिर्फ भूख लगने पर
Is it the tiger just hunt, or only when it's hungry?
No, no, he is asking question. Tiger always used to hunt usually, or he only used to hunt when he's feeling hungry.
दोनों दोनों होता है, क्योंकि क्या होता है, हंग्री है फिर जरूर शिकार करता है, लेकिन इंस्टिंक्ट भी है मारने का. मतलब टाइगर इधर सो रहा है, गाय भैंस ना तो डियर उधर जाएगा, वो मारेगा, क्योंकि उसका इंस्टिंक्ट है ना, खाएगा भी नहीं कभी कभी.
मार के छोड़
It's an
देते
instinct to kill. I mean, there are some tigers, like Arrowhead has killed 5, 6 deers once and not even eaten one, just because she went on a spree of attacking.
Okay.
And also, tigers will kill leopards, and they will make a big show about it to show all the other leopards that do not come in this territory. They make a big deal about that.
Thank you, Ahad Bhai, for bringing Warren sir on your channel. Yeah, welcome, bro. It's my pleasure to have Warren sir in our show, in our channel, because बहुत बिजी है सर और उन्होंने अपना कीमती वक्त दिया हमें यही बहुत बड़ी बात है हमारे लिए और मतलब समझ लीजिए कि इतने बड़े डायरेक्टर वाइल्ड लाइफ मूवीज बनाते हैं इन्होंने अपना टाइम देके हमें हमारे साथ जुड़े लोगों को बताया आप लोगों से बातें की थैंक्स टू हिम एंड मैं उनका ज़्यादा टाइम लूंगा नहीं और बारिश भी हो रही है आई थिंक हैज़ टू गो
Yeah, it's raining. I mean, I don't mind, but
what is best other than
but listen,
tiger
what's that?
one last question from Ayush Awasthi what is best other than tiger in Ranthambore for which we should visit there
I think Ranthambore is a beautiful park. So just if we just go into zone 3, 4, this looks great just to be there. I like just being in the forest. Yeah, I think there's leopards, sloth bears, there's all kinds of other animals. So anyway, we have to go.
Oh,
It's raining.
yeah, okay,
But
okay.
thanks to you,
Yeah.
thanks to Fax Phylum,
Thank you, sir. Thank
and
you.
really appreciate your time. And hopefully everyone will enjoy the film and watch it. And if needed, we can always come back live for more.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
sir.
Thank you to everybody.
Okay.
Thanks, Odd. Bye, bye, bye.
Thanks.
चलो चलो चलो
हाँ गया सर, तो चले गए दोस्तों। क्या मैं आप लोग से बातें करूं या फिर मैं भी जाऊं? Facts balance sir, make a video on biggest tiger of ताडोबा, that is huge। हाँ, ताडोबा से याद आया कि जल्द ही ताडोबा पर मैं प्रोबेबली नेक्स्ट वीक हम एक डिटेल वीडियो लेकर आएंगे, जिसमें हम सारी बातें करेंगे। अभी करंट रूलर कौन है ताडोबा का, क्या चल रहा है ताडोबा में, कौन कौन फाइट कर रहा है, और इस सब पे बात करेंगे। वैदिक गेमर सर, अगर हम किसी टाइगर को पकड़ लें और उसकी मीटिंग किसी व्हाइट टाइगर से करा दें और उससे फिर फॉरेस्ट में छोड़ दें, तो फिर बच्चे व्हाइट होंगे या फिर फॉरेस्ट में भी व्हाइट आ जाएंगे? हाँ, अगर आप किसी टाइगर को व्हाइट टाइगर से मीटिंग कराओगे तो उसके बच्चे जो हैं, चांसेस है कि व्हाइट होंगे, और उन्हें अगर आप जंगल में छोड़ दोगे तो फिर जीन जंगल में भी आ जाएगा। ओके गाइज, थैंक यू। हाँ, मिलके आप लोगों से काफ़ी अच्छा लगा बातें करके। फिर कभी हम बात करेंगे, और हर संडे हम लाइव आया करेंगे, और इसलिए आप लोग का जो भी सवाल है आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं, और काफ़ी सारी बातें करेंगे। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू। हैव ए नाइस डे।